It's probably one of the best views in the whole place is right up on top of the hill.
Judy Bailey Savage drives her side-by-side ATV along the fence of her ranch in Temecula.
There's Big Bear over there. That's the other range. There's Lake Skinner.
Atop a hill overlooking Temecula's wine country, Savage points out the expanse of Savage Ranch.
The Savage Ranch goes from back here all the way up past there and the lot in front of it. So it's fairly large.
She says because the ranch serves as a refuge for queer people, she's been threatened. In the spring of 2023, the Temecula Valley School Board rejected the state social studies curriculum over its material covering gay rights. The moves mobilized LGBTQ activists as well as those on the far right. Among those, active duty Navy SEAL Bryce Henson, who began traveling up and down Southern California speaking at school boards and city councils against critical race theory and LGBTQ issues. Henson often attended rallies and meetings alongside members of the Proud Boys and other extremist groups. In November, the Navy launched an investigation into him. But Savage says she told the Navy about Henson months earlier, after he allegedly threatened her during a late-night phone call.
And I asked him, why are you stalking me? Why are you calling me, stalking me, after he came unhinged like the second time? And he goes, well, I've already surveilled your property.
Savage isn't the only activist who says Henson's threatened them. Last month, Henson sent a video of himself in his Navy uniform shooting guns to an Instagram account called the Charty Bee. The owner of the account says she took it as a threat and spoke to us on condition of anonymity.
It's scary having somebody send you threatening messages when they've been trained by the U.S. military to be a killing machine. Felt very threatening. To me, it's clearly threatening. He said, share with your friends was his message with it. And he had sent me other messages before saying, show your face.
Bishop Garrison is a senior fellow with the National Security Institute at George Mason Law School. He led the Pentagon's working group that helped craft new rules on extremism in the military. While he didn't comment specifically on Henson, he says it's important for the Pentagon to investigate allegations of extremism among the ranks.
This activity has a direct outsized impact. Not only can you deteriorate unit cohesion, not only can you disrupt the good order and discipline of units, people get hurt.
He says policy on extremist behavior is written broadly. For more to be done, other action is needed.
What we need is for elected officials, particularly members of Congress, to stand up and make some very specific laws and rules around what our expectations of this type of behavior really truly should be.
Back at Savage Ranch, another Temecula activist, Pastor Rachel Dennis, says Henson and his thousands of followers have people in the LGBTQ community scared.
We see that extremism and the language on his Instagram, which can then produce the violence in some people, and so sometimes, we're sitting out here scared, honestly.
In an emailed statement, Henson didn't comment on the allegations. Instead, he writes that he's a father who's being smeared. The Navy classifies Henson's investigation as administrative and says it won't comment on any action it takes. A Navy official with knowledge of the case says the investigation into the SEAL found he didn't violate the Pentagon's extremism rules, but did find he'd engaged in threatening behavior. The official says Henson could receive minor punishment, but could also face more serious repercussions, such as being kicked out of the SEALs or the Navy altogether. Andrew Dyer, KPBS News.